Makers and Finders is kicking off 2025 with new food items, cocktails, and specialty lattes. And there are new takeout specials available on the Makers and Finders app or if you call in your order. An empanada bowl and latte for $15? Amazing! Call to place your order today at 702-586-8255 or download their app and create an account, and you'll also get $5 off your very first order. Makers and Finders is located in the Arts District, downtown Summerlin and Henderson. Stop in to try out some of their new treats for the new year.
I hate going out on Valentine's Day in Las Vegas. And yet, maybe that's just because it's been a long time since I even tried. So today on CityCast Las Vegas, I'm fighting those stereotypes and challenging my own reluctance by consulting the experts. Giselle D'Souza from Nothing to Do LV Eats and Phil Zhang, a.k.a. Las Vegas Phil, they're going to spill all the best options for going out on the Day of Love in Las Vegas at every price point. It's Thursday, February 6th. I'm David Figler, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. So we're going to break down your recommendations for romantic restaurants by price. But before I ask you for your budget picks, I got to know, is it possible to be too cheap on Valentine's Day?
Phil, I'm going to let you take that one.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. There's definitely a line. And then when you hit that line or talk to someone that tells you you're being too cheap, then you should be cooking at home and probably just doing something at home.
Giselle, what would be too cheap for you if someone's trying to impress you on Valentine's Day? What would be like your line?
My line is like, I think we were talking about this earlier. My line is like Roberto's or Taco Bell. Like, you know what? I feel like it's once a year. It's someone really special. Even if you are cooking at home, I mean, just really try to elevate it a little bit. But yeah, I draw the line at Roberto's, even though I really love Roberto's. Shout out to Roberto's.
Although you could, juice it up a little bit, like bring her or his favorite hot sauce and pull it out your pocket and say, oh, this will make Roberto's even more lovely for both of us.
You know what? You get points for creativity there. But personally, if we're talking about me, I'm just going to need some. You know what? I'm okay with tacos. I really am.
But they better be good tacos.
They better be good tacos. They better be like, I'm gonna shout out my favorite taco place right now. They better be like Milpa tacos, okay? If they're not like those types of tacos, then yeah, you can save them for another day.
Beard-nominated Milpa tacos. All right.
Exactly.
But couldn't any dining experience be romantic just with the right context?
Yes.
It's certainly possible. Yeah.
Yes. How creative are people, though? And how creative are you willing to be? That's the question.
You're talking about the general line for guys, and it's probably not very creative a lot of the times, to be honest.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
All right.
I hear a lot from my single friends that Vegas dating is trash in general. And so this is probably a very low bar.
Don't throw more up on the heap. Is that what you're saying, Phil?
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's that engagement ring in the burrito. Just don't chew well. That's my advice. All right, let's start low then. Not cheapy cheap, but low. So let's say somewhere in the under $30 person range. Let's start with Phil. What's your pick for the most affordable romantic restaurant in Las Vegas on a lower budget, under $30 a person?
One that's been under the radar that it's been around for years, but it's the Sparklings, which is actually an Italian restaurant owned by Koreans who back such places like Soyo and Goong. They actually have a happy hour from 5 to 7 and 9 to close for specials on food, wine, and cocktails. So you can easily stay within a budget. And I think Italian food is synonymous with Valentine's Day, so that could really work well.
Yes, the red sauce is like blood pouring from the heart. I love it. How about you, Giselle? What's the lower end of the budget pick for you for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, but really quick, I do want to say I agree with Sparklings. I think that's a great spot. It's actually in the Southwest, right by where I live, and I've been going to Sparklings for years. They have a great menu, so I agree with that on Phil. My pick is actually Ada's Food and Wine at Tivoli. They actually do have a tasting menu for Valentine's Day. So they do have a
Nice.
special, I think it's like a 5-course tasting menu. And their ambiance is really beautiful. It's small and intimate in there. And, Chef James Trees, he has the Al Solito and he has Esther's Kitchen. But I personally like Ada's because the portions are really small. So you get to try a little bit of everything and you can share everything. And they have a great wine program there, obviously, food and wine. So that would be my pick for the low.
Tivoli's not my favorite place, but that little corner has been kind of carved out in a very special way. Indoor seating, outdoor seating, comfy either way, and a great staff. So I love that pick. Any other picks for the lower end of the budget, guys?
I really like 00 Pie and Pub right on Spring Mountain.
Another James Beard nominated
Another James
one.
Beard. I have a whole other opinion on James Beard. That's probably a different episode.
Yeah, no, I think we've actually talked about that, friend. But
Okay.
it is a nice little accolade
Who,
for our
who has tried the
hometown.
food? Anyone that's voting? Nobody? So
Fair.
But
if they were to go to 00, you're saying this is a good adventure.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Michael Vacnine and the team have done an amazing job. And, pre and post dinner, there's a lot of stuff to do right around there. So it makes it easy to make a full evening out of it. There's
Absolutely.
La Club right by Partage, which is just opening this week. Mas Por Favor, Q Plus, and they all have bars now. So those will all be great choices.
Is there anything specific about 00 you think that makes it romantic, Phil?
Usually it's like a dark, kind of moody Tokyo pizza, Neapolitan style place. So I like the vibe there. And, you can get a lot of bang for buck there for the $2 sign.
That gorgeous oven, too, is a nice little backdrop in it. They got that wood-fired pizza oven there.
Totally. I go out of my way as I usually plan Valentine's Day dinner. Like, I don't want the set menu. I don't want the bullshit lava cake and all this stuff. Like, I go out of my way to make sure it's an a la carte menu so I can order whatever I want. And a lot of times if they're doing a set menu, I automatically write them off as a place I'll just go a different day.
Yeah, that's really what turned me off of the Valentine's Day was I wasn't really digging when we would, fight the strip traffic to get in a place just to be forced to eat the food that they want us to eat, which wasn't my favorite. Giselle, you had some last thoughts on lower budget food for romantic dinner?
Yeah, actually, I 00 was on my list too. As I love that he said that because 00 is one of my favorite spots, and they're Wagyu Carpaccio, and they have other things besides pizza there. So I agree that it's extremely romantic place, and even if you're not a pizza person, like they have like a really good pistachio tiramisu there, and of course, they're named top 50 pizza in the country, so amazing. But for me, I also think that another spot that I really like that feels romantic and experience-based that I went to recently is Las Vegas Distillery. So they have a new little menu there, and they also have pizza, but they have some other things like charcuterie and some dips and stuff like that.
I just went on Saturday. I thought it was really cool.
Right.
So where is the Las Vegas Distillery?
So the Las Vegas Distillery is in Henderson.
Okay.
It's kind of unassuming. Like you drive in there and it's just a bunch of it's not even a strip mall. It just looks like business buildings. And you walk in, it's like, boom, it's vintage Vegas. It's beautiful. There's all this gorgeous decor. The TV is playing clips from movies and music videos that have been filmed in Las Vegas. There's like Rat
fun.
Pack everywhere. You can do a distillery tour as well. They do have great food options. They make all their food in-house. They have my favorite, a chocolate chip cookie with chocolate liqueur infused in it.
Oh, see, that says romance all over it.
Right, exactly.
I love that.
Las Vegas Distillery would have to be my other pick for that category.
Join Aroma Retail for their annual We Love Locals event Saturday, February 8th from noon to 4 p.m. at the Smelly Bar, located at 5525 South Valley View Boulevard, Suite 2. There will be big discounts on all of their home scenting products and some free giveaways. Aroma Retail will be there along with a featured lineup of 15 local small businesses, some of Las Vegas's favorite food trucks, and free mimosas. As a woman-owned small business, Aroma Retail prides itself on community. They value building up other local businesses to create opportunities, jobs, and camaraderie throughout Southern Nevada. So come find Aroma Retail at the We Love Locals event Saturday, February 8th from noon to 4 p.m. at the Smelly Bar. Or purchase products online at aromaretail.com.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Forget the frustration of picking commerce platforms when you switch your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell. With Shopify, you'll harness the same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/tech.
All right, let's take it up a notch. Say I'm trying to up my game a little bit, still on a little bit of a budget, but willing to spend a little, but not breaking the bank. What are good mid-level options for a romantic dinner, Giselle?
So, my top choice for a mid-level right now is somewhere that also has great views, and I think that that's important, especially in Las
Views,
Vegas.
yeah, totally.
You know, where we are privileged to have great views. So Sherry Rooftop, I just went there for first time I've been there since they rebranded. There used to be a nightclub, now they're Sherry Rooftop.
Where's this?
This is at the Paris.
Eiffel Tower.
Okay. So you're in the midst of View Central, which is the Strip.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's literally the best view of the Bellagio fountains. I mean, you're literally across from it at the most gorgeous angle. They do have really good cocktails. They have this like lavender infused drink. I can't even recall what the drink is. It was just so good. And they do have good food too. But really, I'm picking it because of its romantic kind of, aesthetic. It's like a Parisian wine garden that you're walking through. And at night, it's beautiful, the view of the Bellagio. So I think that's like my mid-price point pick for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, a good view can help you forgive maybe the food a little bit, which is like how I approach the top of the stratosphere, which is fine, but the view definitely is the attraction over, maybe the gourmand
100%.
nature of it. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. How about you, Phil? Mid-budget?
Couple places. I really like Marrakesh. They redid the whole inside.
Marrakesh.
You got live
Yes.
belly dancing, and it's a $60 prefix dinner.
Classic.
So unless you splurge for cocktails, you're definitely within budget, and you can spend 2 or 3 hours there and have a great time.
No. Now I got to push you back on that, Phil, because you just said you don't like those prefix menus, and now here you are embracing one. What's up, my man?
Well, this prefix menu is the only thing they serve at all times. So it isn't just a special fancy Valentine's thing.
All right, fair.
Where they try to cheapen it out. But
I haven't
yes.
been there since the redo. Long awaited. I mean, first of all, it was getting a little worn inside there for a bit. I was going there, I'm going to say, in the 90s.
Nothing had changed till last year.
So have you been back there since the reopening, and how's it look?
Yeah, it looks great. It looks like a completely different place. Giselle, have you been?
Yes, yeah. Since they've redone it. I mean, I will say I'm very much for things that are nostalgic and vintage and old Vegas, as I am at the Neon Museum. So anything that's old, I love. But that being said, I also really love this revamp that they did. It's gorgeous. They've stepped everything up, including the way that they present the drink, the way that they present the food. Like it's beautiful in there. It looks very different.
I am so officially old that 90s has become vintage. All right, Giselle, round 2 of the mid-level pick. What do you got for me?
So I'm going to go with this place in, so if you're trying to get off the Strip and I live in the
please.
Southwest. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to find places in my part of town. A place that I really like that I've actually visited several times that I think is very romantic and beautiful interior, exterior is Wino at the Uncommons. They have a really good, like hamachi and caviar, like beef tartare. Like their food is more elevated, but they also obviously have a great wine menu. Their sommelier is amazing. Everyone on staff knows exactly what they're talking about. They can pair anything with anything. It's so beautiful, the aesthetic inside. I think it would be really beautiful for like a really romantic dinner on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, our newsletter editor, Rob Couchel-Reese, is a big fan of Wino. And I can see why. Phil, you said you had a second mid-level pick. What's yours?
I mean, there's a few I could call out, but first, Wino is amazing. I love that place as well. That's an excellent call.
I love that you guys are in such agreement. I
For sure.
I wouldn't mind a little fighting here. It's like that place.
That place sucks.
Right? All
right. I really like Ilia on West Sahara. It's a Greek spot. I kind of call it budget Estitorio Milos.
Right?
Very similar menu.
I've heard that before. It's like
For sure.
It's a similar experience, but you're paying a tenth A fifth?
Yeah.
A lot
For
less.
sure.
Yeah.
Excellent Greek
good.
wines. You could get a nice bottle for $50 or less.
Mhm.
And that's just a great date night anytime.
So it's a very seafood forward
Valentine's week.
Greek spot. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, they have lamb chops and a couple of steaks and things like that too. But the baked saltfish is what I usually go with, and it's always excellent.
Is there anything special there that makes it a little bit more romantic or a good spot for Valentine's Day, Phil?
I mean, they have an outdoor patio area, which is just all right. There really is no view of note. It's really just bang for buck and better food. But if you want more of an atmosphere, probably Cassie Beach House would be excellent. Lamai in Henderson also has a really nice setting.
Where's the beach house? I've heard that name
At
before.
Virgin. At Virgin.
Okay.
It's the only restaurant that's doing well at Virgin because of the price and because of the atmosphere.
Got it.
I think Cassie's doing extremely well because they've taken over the pool outside as well.
For sure.
Oh, one of the properties around the pool. Yeah, those were always a highlight of when the Hard Rock was there. And now that Virgin is in that space, it's nice to see they have something that seems to be working. Well, now we're going to step it up. We're going to go for the no ceiling expensive options, no less than, let's say, that's $75 or whatever per person, but sky's the limit. Where are we going for a romantic dinner if money is not an issue and we really want to impress?
I can start. So actually, when I was thinking of places that I would really like to go and that I've been, that I really enjoyed, one restaurant that came to mind was Vetri Cucina at the Palms. It's at the very top of the Palms. It has the most beautiful view of the Strip. The food is really great. And also, they were nominated for not nominated and won Most Romantic Restaurant by Best of Las Vegas. So they also have a Valentine's Day tasting menu this year. So that would be my pick for somewhere that's really romantic, great views. You're really trying to go all out. The service is really great. The quality of the food is really great. So that's my top pick.
Wow, that's a nice one. Off strip, but still in a hotel. Great. Appreciate that. Las Vegas Phil, what we got?
I went to Vetri a couple of years ago and it was awesome. And they just did the a la carte menu. And funny enough, 6 of my influencer friends are sitting in the same section as us. So it was almost
6
like
influencers walking to a restaurant.
it was almost like an unofficial shoot. What was going on?
I want to hear this joke. I want the punchline. 6 influencers walk into a restaurant.
Exactly.
They're
The
all
view,
taking pictures of each other, taking pictures of taking pictures.
That's totally what happened. We got the view, we got the a la carte menu, great food. That's all we could ask for, and we were all on the same wavelength there for sure.
Oh,
Got it.
yeah.
So what's your pick on this one, Phil? That's not that.
So I love Ito at Fontainebleau. It's the omakase restaurant that sits on top of the Fontainebleau Tower. It's $400 per person.
It's becoming a myth, Phil. I've heard so many good things, but I only know people who went there. I don't know anyone who specifically went there because that is a mouthful, literally and figuratively. You're saying $400 a person.
$400 a person, 19 courses, but they call each piece of nigiri a course, which is kind of crazy. But you walk through the pool room. There's a lot of options afterwards. And I really like that one. It's a 12-seat max, and they do 2 seatings per night.
Giselle, you got another high-end one?
Yeah, I actually have 2 that I really liked. I don't know if they're as high end as the one Phil just said, but
I think that's a topper there. So.
that's the top. I also really liked, only because I just literally my birthday was yesterday, and I went to dinner over the weekend to Nomad at Park MGM, and it was really good. It was really, really good. We had like a spatchcock roasted chicken with truffle stuffing and like a yellowtail crudo, tempura sweet fried potatoes, really great cocktails. And the ambiance is really beautiful in there. Very romantic. And then also Bromare. I'm like a huge fan of Bromare, especially because they also, do Table 34 and Piero's. And I think Piero's was like named most romantic restaurant. So Piero's also on my top list.
And sometimes Piero's has live entertainment there, which I find to be the most charming part of Piero's. So one more pick, Phil, for the high end, because you seem to be really wired into the priciest options, and I love that about you.
I'm definitely spoiled, and this is just how it is. But, I mean, Joel Robuchon's got to be the creme de la creme. I mean, that thing's probably been booked out for months.
Oh, yeah.
But if I had a choice, I mean, you're talking, I don't know, 600, 700 per person with champagne and wine. You walk through the mansion, you do all that stuff, and it's just a fantastic
the mansion
setting.
over at the MGM. It's a pretty impressive space.
Yeah, and most of the Joel Robuchons around the country now are the L'Atelier version, which I kind of liken to like luxury sweats, where the Joel Robuchon here, I think, is the last one left in the U.S. doing, high-end French food. I would argue it's the best French restaurant in Las Vegas and maybe the West Coast.
Well, I'm going to have John Curtis now is going to call in, and he's going to say, are you messing with me? Because Guy Savoy is clearly the best in Las Vegas.
Right.
And are you
I just called him yesterday. He's amazing. Yeah, I would love to do that. I think your boy, Rob Katsouris, will agree with me on this one, though.
Okay, fair enough. But, this kind of begs an interesting question for me. Whatever happened, y'all, to a dress code in Las Vegas for a date night? I mean, is there any place that is safe from jorts and flip-flops anymore?
Yeah, if I'm going to a really nice restaurant, first of all, I dress up, and I expect the person I'm with to be dressed up as well, especially, at that price point. If I see somebody else there with flip-flops or they're not wearing their dinner jacket or something like that, it really is a turnoff because you know how much you're paying to be in a space like this. And I really think that you really should dress up to go to somebody, not everywhere, but really if you're paying that amount of money, you're going out, it's a date night, it's, you're spending a lot of money. I really think that you should dress up for these things.
Phil, is there a place that you know of that will literally turn you away at the door if you're not up to snuff on your dress?
Golden Steer does it all the time now.
Get out. Golden Steer of all places.
Yeah, of
As
all
they
places in that plaza, but it's strictly enforced now.
Yeah, in my neighborhood, which is definitely come as you are, they would say, no, sir, you can't. You waited your 3 months for a reservation to get in and you walk in and you're not dressed right?
My influencer friends who have had full intention of doing like a feature have gotten sent back.
Well, I'm just going to say good on you, Golden Steer, although I think that's the wrong place. But okay, Golden Steer.
They're very strict about that. It's pretty interesting.
Well, Phil and Giselle, I really appreciate your picks. May this be a wondrous Valentine's Day for both of you. And Giselle, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for having me on again. It's always a fun time.
That's all for today here on CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the show, go tell a friend. You could rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone.